So let me ask you something, and I want you to be really honest here. How many times has a tiny, innocent little 5-minute snooze turned into a massive 2-hour delay? I really want you to think about that. I mean, we've all been there, right? You set that incredibly ambitious alarm the night before with the absolute best of intentions. But when it actually rings, your brain just begs for 5 more minutes. You close your eyes, and suddenly, boom, it's 2 hours later. You wake up just flooded with that deeply relatable guilt, that frustration, and you just have this heavy feeling of being completely defeated before your day has even officially started.
Well, listen to me. I want to relieve that guilt for you right now. The source material is completely adamant about this one thing. You aren't lazy. You just don't know the right way to do it. Seriously, failing to wake up early is not about a lack of willpower, and it is definitely not some permanent character flaw you're stuck with. It's simply a lack of the right strategic system. And today, we're going to outline the specific, actionable steps from our source that will transform your morning routine from this massive struggle into an absolute breeze.
Phase 1. Nighttime Mastery. So gaining control over your morning actually begins the night before. Because think about it, if your nighttime routine is a mess, waking up with any sort of discipline is practically impossible. So let's break down this pre-sleep routine. It basically comes down to 3 clear steps. First, remove your phone 30 minutes before bed. Just get it away from you. Second, dim the lights in your room. But it's this third step that is the real secret weapon here. Plan tomorrow in a physical notebook. The source emphasizes actually writing down exactly what you need to do the next morning. And you might wonder, why a physical notebook? Well, because this tactile habit gives your brain a very clear, concrete direction. It literally primes your brain for the work ahead before your head even hits the pillow.
Now, beyond the routine itself, you also need to optimize your actual sleep environment, because the goal here is to improve your sleep quality, not just sacrifice how long you're sleeping. We're talking a cool room temperature, absolute darkness, a fixed sleep schedule, and 0 screens, the whole shebang. And the source notes a really fascinating point here. Even if you happen to sleep late one night, if you optimize these conditions and just push through that initial discomfort of waking up at 4:30 a.m., your body naturally adjusts within just 2 to 3 days. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, there is also a super powerful subconscious mindset trick outlined in the source to help with this. You need to shift your internal dialogue. Stop saying, I have to wake up, and start saying, I have woken up. Tell your brain that the action is already complete. Actually, it's more like you're commanding your brain. By saying, I have woken up before you go to sleep, your brain triggers a much stronger, more proactive reaction than if you treat the morning as some burdensome, heavy obligation.
Phase 2. The wake-up mechanics.
All right, this phase is all about that exact moment the alarm rings. The immediate, physical actions you have to take to break through that heavy, groggy state. Sleep inertia. The crucial point is playing a smart game with your alarm. First off, keep your phone across the room. Forcing yourself to physically get out of bed literally shatters your sleep state. Next, name your alarm with your specific why, or use a motivational song or quote as the tone. Because hearing a motivational line first thing in the morning literally shocks the brain into action. It gives you an immediate surge of energy. And hey, if all else fails, the source highly recommends trying an old-school digital clock to enforce a complete digital detox.
The core physical philosophy of the source material basically boils down to this simple equation. Water plus light plus movement equals a massive energy boost. Mastering these 3 specific elements immediately after you wake up completely dictates whether your day is going to be incredibly productive or just a dull, sluggish mess. So let's see how this builds into an actual action plan for those critical first 10 minutes. Step 1. Do absolutely not check your phone. I mean it, leave it alone. Instead, drink a glass of cold or warm water. Then, turn on the bright lights immediately. This signals to your brain that it's officially daytime. And finally, movement. Do 10 jumping jacks or simply walk a couple of laps around your room. These first 10 minutes, they are total game changer. They activate the body and generate that instant energy boost we were just talking about.
Phase 3. The mental engine.
Okay, so we've conquered the physical mechanics of getting out of bed, but now we really need to transition to the psychological motivators, the things that keep you out of bed once you're actually on your feet. You absolutely must define your reason. Because the reality is, nobody gets out of a warm, comfortable bed at 4:30 a.m. without a very strong reason pulling them forward. When that alarm goes off and your sleepy brain asks, why am I doing this? You need an immediate answer ready to go. Whether it's a morning workout, finding some quiet time to read a new book, or dedicating uninterrupted hours to building a dream project, you have to define this driving force clearly the night before.
Now, this requires a major mental shift. The source discusses how we need to reframe early mornings. For so many people, waking up early feels like literal torture, but you have to actively shift that perspective. You have to start viewing the early morning as a blessing. Think about it. It is a peaceful, protected space where the demands of the world haven't even started yet. When you change your view from seeing it as a punishment to seeing it as a privilege, the entire process becomes so much easier.
And to really anchor this new habit, you have to reward your effort. Consider pouring yourself a peaceful cup of coffee, listening to your favorite music, or simply sitting and watching the sunrise. Highlighting just how important this is, the source notes that giving your brain an immediate, enjoyable reward for the effort of waking up early actually trains your subconscious. It starts to view that 4:30 a.m. alarm not as a threat, but as the gateway to something highly pleasurable.
Phase 4. Long-term consistency.
All right, we're shifting our focus to the long game here, because let's be totally honest with ourselves, motivation will inevitably fade and slip-ups are absolutely going to occur. It's just human nature. So how do we handle that? It's simple. Never miss twice. The source offers a very reassuring perspective here, known as the bounce-back rule. Failing once is human. Missing one single day does not destroy your progress. But missing 2 days in a row, that is exactly how a habit dies. So if you fail today, fine, let it go. Don't beat yourself up over it. But waking up the very next day, even if you only manage to stay up for 10 minutes, is the real victory that keeps the habit alive.
Now you might be wondering, what does this number 25 represent? Well, according to the source, it takes roughly 20 to 25 days of consistently pushing through that morning discomfort for this routine to finally click. Once you hit that magical 25-day mark, the struggle starts to fade away, and waking up at 4:30 a.m. transforms into completely automatic discipline.
Your new superpower.
We're wrapping up this explainer by elevating this routine from just being a simple daily habit to a genuinely transformative life advantage. Because think about this. While the world sleeps, you are building your dreams. When you finally master the 4:30 a.m. wake up, you unlock this profound sense of peace. You gain the undeniable edge of having dedicated, entirely uninterrupted time to just work on yourself, completely free from the noise and the constant distractions of regular daily life. It really ceases to be just some clever alarm clock trick and truly becomes a superpower.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on today. What dream will you be working on when the rest of the world is sleeping? Think about that clear direction you need to write down in your notebook tonight. We'd absolutely love to hear your answers, so go ahead and declare your goals in the comments, take the leap, and join the Tomorrow 4:30 a.m. Club.